What's up, YouTube? Zach's back with another attack, and today we are talking about Boogie2988 once more. He has posted a video about being 6 months post-surgery where he got his gastric bypass, and he's got a lot to say about it, and so do I, it turns out. Now, like I said, he's been out of surgery for about 6 months, and they call that the honeymoon phase, which, to be honest, is a little bit cruel after your wife just divorced you and left you. But of course, Boogie does say that he's doing better than ever. He says that he's looking forward to the future for the first time in his entire life, which I don't know about that, because when you get married, you should be looking forward to the future to a certain extent. And you know, sometimes it's hard to listen to somebody when they say things that are hard to believe. I get in a health perspective, maybe this is the most he's ever looked forward to the future, but in a life standpoint, I know that he's had very happy moments in theory, and you would think that those would apply here. But either way, he did say that when he was 20 years old, he was 400 pounds. I'm not a fat shamer, but I gotta say that's insane to be more than twice what I weigh now at 22 when you were 20. And I know people who can get like that, and that's insane to me. And of course that's led to him continuing to get bigger and bigger, to the point where at his biggest he was 587 pounds. On one hand, I get that it's hard to lose weight. He had yo-yo weight loss where he would lose the same 50, 75 pounds over and over and over again and then just gain it back right after he lost it. Trying all kinds of fad diets that are hard to stay on, or they don't really work, or you just get lazy and give up. I mean, it's hard to lose weight, but it's easy to gain weight. So it completely makes sense that he would go from 400 to 587 in the time from when he was 20 to 40s or wherever he's at now. I am glad that Boogie's getting his life together, starting to get his health back on track. I think it might be a little too late at certain moments, but at the same time, it is very good. It's never completely too late to start getting your life back on track. I do feel pity that his wife is divorcing him and leaving, and he's going through all of that at the same time. There has been a ton of people who thought that he would go back to harmful eating habits and stuff, and he addressed that a little bit in this video by saying that if he does go back to those habits, it will literally kill him. With gastric bypass, they kind of take fat out of your stomach and make it so that your stomach is literally smaller, move your organs up a little bit, and it's a very complex procedure. It's got some danger to it, but with your stomach being smaller, if you eat like you did before, your stomach could literally explode and kill you. That said, it does make sense that you would get a little more serious about your health when the threat of dying is presented to you from not caring about your health. So in that regard, I definitely see how he's been able to stay strong, stay motivated to keep at it, and keep losing weight. Once again, he was 587 pounds at his heaviest. When he started his diet that he needed to do before he did the gastric bypass surgery, he was at 540 pounds. He had lost about 47 pounds. Right before his surgery, he weighed about 492. 48 pounds if you're counting. And today he weighs 387 pounds, which means he's lost a total of 200 pounds from his absolute heaviest to today. 200 pounds is no laughing matter. I'm so proud of the fact that he's lost that much, but the point is 387 pounds is still quite a lot. And once again, I'm not trying to fat shame, I'm just saying Boogie needs to keep focused on his health. He's getting to the point where the honeymoon phase is ending, and he's got so much stress on his plate already. His metabolism is starting to regain where it was before. He's starting to get hungry again, and getting to the point where he realistically could start eating more and more and building his stomach back up to a certain extent. He also said that getting skin removal surgery, which is almost necessary when you get a major surgery like this, and or just lose 200 pounds. I mean, if I lost 200 pounds, I would weigh negative. So the fact that he lost all of me from his body means that he's got a ton of skin everywhere that needs taken off. And that would lose about another 40 pounds of just dead, weightless skin hanging off of him. So if he does that and can lose 240 pounds from his total, then I think his goal was 250, which is getting him very, very close with that. But of course, he can keep going from there and get even smaller, and hopefully it works out for him. But I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about Boogie2988, so hopefully you guys want to see him succeed too. I know some of you are not very big fans of him. Some of you really love him and support everything he does, which, yeah, I'm kind of in the middle. I don't hate him by any means, and I want him to succeed for sure, but I'm strong enough to say there's a problem, and he is too, so that's good. Now, I want to end this video by saying that a lot of you guys have watched my video about Boogie2988 that I made in the past when he was getting a divorce. The statistics stay very strong and true, and Boogie is contributing to these statistics that within 2 years after you get bariatric surgery, the chances of divorce are 80 to 85%. That's astronomically high. When you get so much weight taken off of you, your hormones change. Your mindset changes. You go usually from somebody who's overweight and takes things as they are, just accepts that they're a big person and people think of them in that way, to somebody who can take a stand and can affect their own life. They can say, I'm not this big guy that's going to get pushed around anymore, and no matter what, they're willing to be more self-confident, which helps them see themselves a little bit better. A lot of times these marriages were going south before the surgery happened, and in Boogie's case, I mean, she was almost a caretaker for him, which puts a lot of strain on a relationship in general. Nobody can be completely in love, in my opinion, with somebody who they're constantly having to take care of and be the adult in the relationship, if you will. And I think when people get this weight loss surgery, a lot of times they start to see themselves differently, see themselves deserving better, which can make them realize that maybe the other person's not the best for them, or they can change as a person, which makes the other person realize that that person's not the best for them. And sometimes these people have had this much weight since they were really, really young. Boogie weighs less now than he did when he was 20 years old, so a lot of his life hasn't been lived to the fullest. He's a completely different person now than he was when he met his wife and they got married and went through everything they've been through. So being a completely different person is not good for a marriage. But I will say, Boogie seems better now, but he does seem slightly less happy. If you go back and watch his intros, even on the video that he just posted today, at the very beginning he shows an intro from before the surgery and from now, and he seems so much happier. He's smiling so big in his intro when he says, "This is Boogie2988 coming to you live from the power of the internet." And now he's like, "This is Boogie2988 coming to you live from the power of the internet." And he just doesn't seem as happy. He seems not necessarily the old Boogie. And that's what I mean. You're not necessarily a better or worse person. You're just kind of a different person, which can lead to this divorce. And I think that's played a major role in Boogie's divorce. I've been able to come more to terms with it and fear less for my own marriage in the time since this. But I wish the best for Boogie. I just know there's a lot of room for growth for him still, and know that there's problems beyond weight loss that he could still work on to be the best man he possibly can be. And hopefully all you guys who hate Boogie's guts can learn to like him a little bit more as he becomes this new Boogie. Let me know if I'm totally wrong down in the comments. If you like what I'm trying to say here, if you get what I'm trying to say, am I making any sense here? Hit that subscribe button. But in the meantime, guys, I'm Zach. Don't you do crack, and I will catch you in the future.